Where do you find in the beginning was the Word? Say that again. Okay.
John.
Okay. I said it right. I was looking in the wrong place. Okay. Verse 14 and 15 says what? And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Right? What is the Word? Huh? What is the Word? The Word, Ellen White says, God's thoughts made audible. His thinking, his plan, which was not executed, put into action as of yet, was made audible. Now you could hear it when he became flesh. Okay? Now, he took the human nature. That was the only way possible. Now, let me tell you this. Talk about Christ's human nature. I have a book. It's called Desire of Ages. In page 49, she makes a statement that is down to earth, full of love. It would have been an almost infinite humiliation for the Son of God to take man's nature, even when Adam stood in his innocence in Eden. Did you get it? It would have been almost an infinite humiliation for the Son of God to take man's nature, even when Adam stood in his innocence in the garden. He could not. There are many reasons. Number one, Christ was God, man was man. Christ was the creator, man is the creature. Christ is above the angels, man is below the angels. Christ is immortal, man is mortal. How could God take the place of Adam? In other words, how could he give up the position and place and to become a filthy, sinful Adam? She goes on to say, though, but Jesus accepted humanity when the race had been weakened by 4,000 years of sin. Did you get it? He took humanity when the race had degenerated after 400 years. 4,000 years. Thank you. Did you get it? Look at this. Physically, spiritually, mentally, the race had degenerated. Adam stood some 12 feet tall. 4,000 years later, how tall was man? About 6 feet. The Jews were even shorter. Physically, was the race fallen in spiritually? Yeah. Mentally? Yes. Christ took this nature, fallen nature, degenerate nature, except for one thing. Keep that in mind. Physically? Yes. Mentally? Yes. Spiritually? No. No. That's what Paul says, Romans 8:3. He was without sin. Okay? But that's not my subject today. He took humanity of Adam's human nature. He took humanity of Adam's fallen human nature. He took human nature after 4,000 years, which had degenerated. Now the question, my dear friends, that I want to ask you is, what happened to the human nature when Christ went to heaven? Did it leave it behind? Did he leave that behind? Many of Hindu philosophies, Hindu religions teach you that, but not in Christianity. You remember there is a statement in Hebrews that Christ, having taken the human nature, he is not, or he is touched with our infirmities. Correct? Okay? Are you familiar with that text? Then, what nature Christ has in heaven? What nature did Christ take to heaven? Nature of God or nature of man? Nature of man. If he had to become a mediator is the one who knows God and also knows man, one who knows both parties. He had to. In other words, marvel, heaven of heavens. The human nature that Christ took is retained forever in heaven. That's why he said when he ascended, John 16:7, it is expedient for me to go. Because if I don't go, the Holy Spirit will not come. Not only that, I will send him in my place. It is because Christ could not be everywhere at the same time. That's Ellen White's statement. In a way, he is limited. For you and me, he limited himself. Let me close with one of H.M.S. Richards' quotes, or rather statements. He talks about 3 circles of love. The man is dead and gone. John 3:16, God so loved what? The world at large, everything included. I mean human beings. Ephesians 5:25, Christ loved the church. This church. There is one more that comes close to heart. Galatians 2:20, the Son of God loved me. God loved the world. God loved the church. And Son of God loved me personally. And it was not only for Adam or Eve. He could have saved any one of them individually. If he couldn't, then there was no love in God. Adam was never needed to be afraid of. You and I, individually, do not need to be afraid of. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son. May God help us.